Canadians are still having their bank accounts frozen in 2025. The most recent target is Meghan Murphy. She recently decided to run for the People's Party of Canada. She has a relatively big platform, and oh my God, my candidacy was confirmed officially on Tuesday. That same day, I tried to access my bank account and could not. I contacted my bank and was informed the account had been frozen as per direction from the government. For those who don't know Meghan, she is running in Vancouver East as an adult human female. She has a relatively big platform and has been prominent and vocal and critical of the gender identity ideology and legislation in Canada for over a decade now. As a reminder, freezing of bank accounts became popular during the trucker convoy, where people who just donated to support the trucker convoy had their bank accounts frozen by the federal government. Yes, maybe Pierre Poilievre has mentioned frozen bank accounts like once, but considering there's a pattern of far left authoritarianism cracking down on people with certain opinions in this country, you would think that the Conservative Party would bring it up more. I tweeted about this 2 years ago. Since the convoy, frozen bank accounts, political prisoners, and election interference, has Pierre Poilievre ever once said this is a threat to democracy? Because Liberals and Trudeau never hesitate to use this damning catchphrase against their political opponents for far, far less. Here's an example of Stephen Guilbeault saying Poilievre is a threat to democracy. You can hardly find examples of the Conservative Party talking about this, talking about an authoritarian, corrupt regime persecuting people who have the wrong opinion. By the way, all the people who were punished for supporting the convoy were opposing mandates. The mandates that don't exist anymore, largely, and were proven to be scientifically fraudulent. But no, Conservative Party can't talk about that. And the problem with that is their cowardice, their silence over the past few years since the convoy of not talking about this pattern of far-left authoritarianism. Now, when someone like Meghan Murphy gets her bank account frozen, people are going to be like, oh, is that even happening? What do you mean authoritarianism? Frozen bank accounts, what are you talking about? And it's because of the Conservative Party and Pierre Poilievre's decision to not really make that a common talking point over the past few years. It's just axe the tax. Axe the tax. Not, hey, the Liberals are corrupt gangsters who are freezing people's bank accounts for having the wrong ideas. Yeah, let's just say axe the tax instead. And then when Chris Barber and Tamara Litch are in the news with their insane legal precedent set that a protest can now be criminal mischief, well, Poilievre doesn't want to talk about that. Same with the conclusion of Randy Hillier's case. Pierre Poilievre doesn't want to talk about that. Or even someone like Amy Ham, who is a nurse who got fired for saying that men are not women. Conservative Party does not want to talk about that. And then the only federal political party who actually is talking about that, well, if you run for them and you have a prominent platform, yeah, you're going to get your bank account frozen in 2025. And I can guarantee you that the Conservative Party of Canada is not going to talk about that. What exactly is the Conservative Party of Canada fighting for? If there are people who have two conservative ideas who are losing their jobs, getting debanked, and the Conservative Party, it's their own base potentially, and the Conservative Party is not going to fight for those people, then are they not part of the problem by help sweeping this under the rug? They have a huge platform. They could popularize these issues and make it part of the popular conversation, but they're not. Oh, sorry, Greg. It's too risky. The CBC might say something, so Pierre Poilievre is not allowed to talk about the people who are getting thrown in jail or getting their bank accounts frozen or losing their job for having too conservative an idea. So we're just not going to talk about that, and we're going to hope that the country is going to get better. Great idea.